instead went to heaven. And the emotions have been insane. Like, I think I was in shock to start off with, because I tried to save him and I couldn't. And I just thought, what sort of medic can't save her own son? But then I had to remember what he said to me on that drive, on the final drive, when I said, because it was just me and him in the van listening to music, it could have been 6 months ago, without all these new issues. And he says, not for me. And I said, what do you mean? And he went, doesn't feel that way for me. My body's different. And he said, I just feel so tired. So I don't know if he kept from me some of how he was feeling, how much pain he was in. I don't know. I'll never know. But all I do know is he knew I was fighting his corner to find out what was going on, why he was struggling to pee, why he couldn't manage to eat, why he felt so full. It's just unfortunate that his last few weeks, he had to go through that. And he had to, because I was always with him, he would hear me on the phone kind of begging people to please just find out what was going on so that he could fulfill his bucket list. I wasn't asking for years. I kind of resigned myself to the fact that winters are cruel to deck. Everyone knows now what lockdown's like. That's basically how our lives were in the winter. Too cold for Deck to go out. Frightened he might catch something, and that would be the last thing he ever caught. So it's like, for me, I kind of felt that if he could even get to November, we would have got pretty much all his bucket list done. Anything that could be done. And it would have got to have seen his 25th birthday, quarter of a century. That's what he was hoping for. And his hopes were my hopes. So yeah, we're a week down the line. The first few days, all I wanted to do was sleep, because it was the only time it didn't hurt. And now I've been thrown into the whirlwind of organising a funeral. I get overwhelmed by organising stuff because I don't particularly have much faith in myself. And I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I want everything to be right. So, with his 18th birthday, it was perfect. And I want this to be perfect because it's the last party, that I'll be organising for him. And it's hard because over the last 6 months, I have tried to broach the subject of, when I die, I definitely want to be buried, and stuff, so that it gave him an opening. So I knew he did want to be buried. I knew he'd started saying about a natural burial, but when I said, should we go and have a look at a few grounds, he was like, I've not thought more than that. So he didn't really know what they meant, and that you wouldn't get a headstone. And so now I'm like going around graves and seeing if what one that Deck kind of tells me is right for him. So yeah, I'm doing that and trying to pick. Like, I know he wasn't particularly religious, so he wouldn't want mundane hymns at his funeral. He would want songs and poems, not readings. So I'm trying to get all that sorted out for him. But trying to do those things, I suppose it's a bit of a distraction, and I feel like I'm still helping Declan because it's for him, which gives me a reason still to get up in the morning. I don't know what my reason's going to be after that. Like, I can't understand how you can be so entwined with someone. You know, our heartbeats were one in many ways. He would just look at me and I knew what he wanted to say. And he knew me better than anybody. And it's hard to believe that you can have this crazy, amazing bond. That can't just stop, surely, because one of them's gone to heaven. Surely not. Look, apparently yesterday my brother was coming back up and he had this like overwhelming feeling that he needed to get me some sunflowers. And then when we were doing the like announcement last night for Deck's social media, I said to put a yellow heart and a sunflower, and he asked why. And I said because Deck liked the song Sunflowers by Harry Styles. And also, whenever we went to La Rosse, which Deck said was his safe place, safer than our home, because of our neighbours and everything, La Rosse was his safe space, and